fleet committee meeting for January 13th to order. We'll have a prayer and a pledge to the flag, and then our program will be a discussion with fleet services. Lord, please guide us in our attention to what's being brought to us today, that we can hear and understand the needs of the PSD to be able to serve the community. In your son's name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Freedom of Information Act. In compliance with the Freedom of Information Act, notice of this meeting and its agenda were provided to all news media and persons requesting notification.
Thank you, Ms. White.
Spite.
Okay, the roll call
Okay, Commissioner Engelmann, Commissioner Laughlin,
here.
Commissioner Platt,
Here.
Commissioner Woolsey.
We just barely have our quorum, which is all we need. And the program today is discussion of the fleet services and your needs.
Well, it's mostly going to be the needs of the district on this one here.
Well, all these vehicles are yours, aren't they?
Well, they're mine, but it makes their job a lot easier.
So anyway, we want to hear what your needs are and what is necessary so we can
Okay,
put
one of
together
the
the budget.
start with is the fire department here. They have an American with France, and you guys kind of know a little bit about them. Good thing we only bought one. It's a 2007, and I got a few concerns about this one. The unit's going on 13 years old. It's American with France, which closed on January 17th, 2014. So the parts are getting harder to find. Let me give you an example. On the side windows now, we have to get them custom cut. We were able to get the windshield, but that's going to become to the point where I won't be able to get a windshield for these trucks. So there'll be a point where we'll have to deadline this thing eventually.
Okay.
Normally, the recommendation is to keep a engine on the front line for 10 years. This one's past the front 10 years there. And the cost of repairs on this one's over $112,000. And the purchase price was $670.
So we partially paid for it all over. One of the things that you and I talked about when we had our meeting was the fact that, if I remember right, that if anything goes wrong with these, you can't really fix them. You have to send them someplace.
No, we do majority of the repairs right now. On this particular unit, it's the finding the parts on this unit here.
Okay, are there any requirements for this unit, or is it for other units that they talked about? Need to have a factory training?
On the next ones, it'll be, right, because it's governed by the government, and it's a new emission standards that's come out a few years ago. That has to, we can't, we can't delete the system or nothing. So it has to go up there when it gets up to a certain point when the filter gets full, and it has to be cleared and cleaned. This one here is not.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can see, I mean, this is just makes us look good too, but if you look like to the bottom right hand side, the average cost for internal work orders, when it goes through us, we're averaging $240. When we send it out to somebody, it's running around almost $1,300. So, and we've done 313 repairs inside, 37 outside. So it just shows about how valuable we're trying to do.
It definitely shows
Cost savings.
that we need to have a internal.
The more internal we get, the cheaper it is.
Less expensive. Okay, and do you have anything from the fire department as to what kind of requests they're going to be making this year for engines?
Yeah, they're going to be hopefully replacing this unit right here. It'll be another pumper, kind of like the one they got at Station 2.
804, right?
804.
How you doing today?
All right.
This unit was in the budget last year that we held back.
Yeah. This one was held back last year.
Right. And we pushed back the ladder one more year after that.
I was just, in general, I know for automobiles, people go to junkyards, is anything like a fire engine junkyard?
That's kind of where we're getting the parts at right now. The only problem is, they already made these units for so long at American France factory, there's not a whole bunch of them out there. The company came out when they closed up and bought most all their inventory. They're called Fireline, and I've been buying as much as I can from them. But eventually, they're gonna run out. Some of the parts actually have like Freightliner numbers on it, but when I go through Freightliner, discontinued parts and everything, numbers.
What kind of competition from other fire departments do we have on getting these parts?
Oh, we're all struggling. Actually, I've had emails back and forth in Goose Creek, a couple North Charleston one time, about trying to find parts.
So
We actually work together.
There's several engines around the area.
Right. They know I have a spare side glass, so.
Do you maybe stockpile any parts that tend to wear out faster than others, or?
I hate to talk, I hate to, waste money, piling parts up for it. A lot of these, some of the body damage, we've actually, we're lucky, like, the front of the truck is plastic, and I know a guy up in West Corner that can do plastic welds. So we've been lucky enough to be able to work it, get by for right now.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
This was the first pumper to roll out of that factory in 2007.
It's got number 1 on it.
And it closed 7 years later.
It's got number 1 on it.
There's a certificate in my office that
Holy
that
mackerel.
says that it was
What,
the
what
first.
could be, if we bought a new truck and we kept this one and sold it as parts?
Well, that's be the best way. We get more money, or someone else is gonna buy it and sell its parts.
But would you have time to do that?
It'd be kind of hard.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to probably run something on the internet. But someone would buy it just to strip it.
So we're not worried about selling it.
Oh,
No.
somebody's gonna buy it.
Someone's gonna buy it.
It's got a lot of good parts on it.
Right. And like I said, each year it goes by, it's gonna be harder and harder to find parts. So they're gonna do something.
How do we feel about the engine on it? Is it still in?
Engine's in good shape. It's Cummins.
It's a Cummins engine?
Yep.
And is it a standard engine?
Yeah, stay there,
That's one great thing that Steve's done over the years is he's standardized engines and transmissions so that his team has less to worry about on what to work on. If we had 3 or 4 different engine types, then they have to learn all that stuff. So we've worked together with him over the years to get things down to Cummins and Allison transmissions where they can work on. And the same thing with our
Yeah.
fire pumps.
Right. Disable software and stuff like that, having the whole company. The next few trucks is a CAT engine, we'll explain more about that. You guys ready?
Sure.
All right, this is unit 887, it's a dump truck, 2007. Total cost of repairs, $165,000. Purchase price, $68,000. So we've kind of double how much we paid for the truck. This truck here, when, I don't know if you've heard, but diesel engines came out with new standards for the EPA, how clean air comes out. This is like the first phase that went through. CAT failed big time. They actually now can't make engines for over the road because their engines don't meet the standards for the EPA and the government.
Does it take gas
No, this was the,
before that?
yeah, this is, seemed like everybody went different directions. CAT International went one direction and both, I mean, almost bankrupt International. In fact, right now, International, you could put Cummins engine in them. And that's why we're buying International trucks, because I have the option to put an International engine into it.
Is this still a working unit?
Or sorry, what did I say?
Is this still
This
working?
unit's actually still working, and it's actually back at the CAT dealer with the same problem we've had. This will be the third time in a month and a half it's been up to the CAT for emission problems. And according to them, they're bringing down an engineer to figure out what's wrong with it this time. But you can see the difference what we paid for repairs, what we paid for the vehicle. Yeah. And also these bodies, you know, after all these storms we've had, the metals get fatigued on the back too. We're doing a lot of welding on the back. And you can also look, you know, just for our how well maintenance is doing. The average cost for work order for maintenance is $325. When we send it out, it's $2,000.
$2,000 and they've only done 34 external repair jobs.
Right. Yeah, when you start looking at the numbers, and, you know, it makes my department look pretty good, but.
Was this one listed as something that Walter wanted to replace last year, or is this a?
Well, this is something that we've all been trying to phase out. We bought a whole bunch of these at one time. We didn't know there was someone else in charge, the emission problems we're gonna have, because it was something new. And everybody was going different directions, and CAT's been a problem. It's not us, it's everybody who has CATs. So these are the ones we're trying to phase out.
I need to back up for just a second. On the fire engine,
Right?
if we replace it, what are we looking at as a potential price for a replacement?
What was the price, Chris?
Seven.
Seven something.
670.
$670?
So the purchase price to have on here, that's not the original purchase price, but what it would cost to replace it?
No, that's the original price on the sheet.
So basically the price
You didn't
is,
pay that much? Oh, okay, this is what I got off the front sheets, up front office.
That's our replacement.
Was that what it is, replacement cost?
Yeah.
Okay, somebody must
About
mark it down.
$670 for that.
Well, the one of the garbage trucks are the original price.
okay.
I was going off the sheet from the, thing off the front office.
So what's the replacement on the dump truck?
Right now, it'll be around 95 to 100, somewhere in that area. I'm supposed to have a guy come out Wednesday.
Let's back up, I'm not clear. On the first sheet, purchase price $670,000.
It's incorrect.
That's incorrect, that section. That's incorrect.
So,
That's replacement. cost.
Replacement on that one.
so what should it be?
I have to find out. It was on my paperwork, so I just transferred off some data I got from the front office on vehicles.
Closer to $1 million or what?
Oh, no, less than that, less than that. That would be if we bought a new truck, next year's budget, price is listed on there.
Going off of last year's stuff, it was $353,000.
That makes
So it wasn't,
more.
yeah.
Was,
That was the purchase price.
was the original purchase price, right?
Sorry, that's my fault.
353, 122, as a matter of fact. It shows the difference in,
How much it went up?
yeah,
That's the other, same thing.
doubled. Okay. And, any questions?
Oh, that's going back.
Jumping,
So,
353, 122 was the original cost.
there you go. And
The
replacement
replacement
is
was
670.
670 something.
Yes, 670.
then there's
Probably in the future.
I guess it depends on what kind of extras, accessories, and
Yeah, no stereo.
It's we buy the one step up from the lowest tier of their fire truck.
How many tiers have they got?
6. No power windows anymore, they're hand crank windows.
No
And the main
stereo.
thing is they're easier for them to replace.
So that's the problem with the roll.
So it's kind of like the Geico commercial where the guy says, turn signal.
And it will be a duplicate of engine 802.
Oh, okay. That helps. And what's its delivery time?
Well, it hadn't been approved in the
Well,
budget
I'm
yet.
just saying, if we
Oh,
order, what kind
a
of
good
delivery?
year or more.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
18 months or something, I heard last time it was spoke to. They're backed up, they're selling a bunch of fire trucks.
Okay, if we replace, shifting back to the dump truck, unless you got some more
I
questions.
don't know, but
More? Shifting back to the dump truck, what kind of time frame on a replacement, or are we gonna replace it with another dump truck?
Oh, it'd be replaced with this, a different, I mean, saying, it'd be a dump truck just like that one. The body would be built a little bit better, we found a better body builder. And if it's like the ones you got recently, it'd be an Air National truck with a Cummins engine.
The upgrade, okay.
And it, I think it has power windows.
And what kind of delivery time?
It all depends when you get a slot, so I'm guessing maybe 3 months, maybe 4. But I'll find out more Wednesday when he stops by.
Will it have a taller back?
No, it'll be, well, actually the same size it is right now. The metal will be thicker and it'll be reinforced. The bottom plate will be thicker. You know, after we did these, we realized where we need to strengthen it up. Because at one time, we were all trailers when I first started.
And this is what Walter's looking for being able to take it to the yard to.
Right, right. Yeah, especially now when you have to deliver father, you know.
He's got his hand up.
Shoot.
We can't make it any taller, it stretches the reach of the claw, that's why we're keeping that up.
Okay, and was this one scheduled for the breakout last year or not?
We've been scheduled 1 or 2 each year trying to get them replaced. Like I said, we bought a whole bunch at one time, and, you know, we just can't, you know, throw them out at one time. I believe we bought all these like within a year or 2, all the dump trucks we got at one time.
It just boggles my mind on that one.
I know. That one's also had an engine replaced in it too, so that's why it's a little bit higher than the next ones. And it still has emission problems.
Are you ready to get rid of it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, on the
You
next.
have that on 887? Okay, 889?
889, all these are gonna be about the same problems. We spent 105, purchase price of this one was 65,000, and again, it's an obsolete engine. And we usually wanna have to buy parts for these units, the remanufactured parts, because they don't make parts for these anymore, on these engines. And when we had to rebuild the engine, we had to rebuild it due to, they don't make the engine, not allowed to make the engine because it doesn't meet the emission standards.
Is there a difference in delivery time of a transfer truck and a dump
I
truck?
think we're deleting it, we're getting rid of the transfer trucks and going strictly with dump trucks.
So your replacement on this would be
Be
a dump
another
truck?
dump truck.
Okay, with a trailer hitch.
No,
No, trailers are gone.
Okay. Anything that-
And again, you can see that our average cost when we work on it was $213 on that one, and when we send it up, it's over $2,000. Same thing at 891. We spent, repairs 94,000, original purchase was 70,000, another obsolete cat motor, metal fatigue, doors are starting to work. We've been welding continuously on the bottom, trying to keep them together. Eventually, you know, you either have to replace the dump body or get a whole new unit.
Are you running out of chewing gum yet?
Oh, I got plenty of welding wire. You guys got a lot of practice. Then we got 892. Same thing, obsolete engine. Purchase price was 70,000. Total repairs were 95.
One of these, you were talking with me about, you had already pulled out of service.
We actually sold that one, the guy picked it up today. We sold one of them because we replaced it with one of the dump trucks we just got.
Cool.
Yeah, we took it to Georgia. I think he worked for some railroad company down there.
That's impressive. Did we get more than $10 for it?
I forgot the original number we got for it, but it was a pretty good price. Well, sometimes we get better prices on this when we do the fire trucks. Well, this, you know, a fire truck is only used for fires, and these are, people take them, and like last time, we had one go to overseas, what was it?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, where they didn't have to worry about emission problems, so they could pull that stuff off.
It's right after the storm,
Yeah.
Maria.
So yeah, if you hit a storm, you really get rid of it quick.
So you're requesting, or gonna put in a request for 5 vehicles?
Right, things could change on the dump bodies because of the, Walter could probably tell you a little bit. Because the county changed its rules recently where they're making us go farther, so you may have to get another equipment to replace one of these on here. But, you know, this is what, for maintenance wise, what I see was costing us too much money that we need to start phasing out. But he's more operational, where he may have to change it a little bit.
Well, you know, when I look at this thing and I see $95,000 in repairs, 300,000, $475,000 of repairs for 4 times 70.
Right, there's a point where you have to start thinking about getting rid of these.
Okay, you get it?
I don't see a proposal for a new solid waste collection vehicle such as our constituent Brookline has been complaining about. I was, when I saw Ms. Lamb's emails, I was getting close to sending an email to all the commissioners, copied to you, of course, and to you, Chief Sebo, with the suggestion that we look at the possibility of, if necessary, tapping the balance reserve to get a new truck that would be primarily dedicated to that region. You know, this is something they've been complaining about for several years, and they've been so supportive, you know, of the district over the years. And sooner or later, you need to get a truck, I don't know. I said I got close to making that suggestion, but since July the 2nd, I've been ailing with a really bad URI. This is not the first day I've been out. Hope you don't get it. But, you know, before it's too late, I would suggest that we, you know, at least consider that. I'm not making a hard and fast proposal. You know, maybe it's just not advisable for a variety of reasons, but just put it out there to.
Well, Walter and I talked about this after Brooke brought it up the first time, and it's not so much that the trucks are leaking, it's the fact that there's no pan to retain the liquid I mean, there's no way to retain the liquids, right?
Not after.
When they start compressing.
Yeah, that particular incident was right after we had that, Monday or Sunday night rain, or Monday, I can't remember what it was. We had like 8 inches of rain in a very short period of time, and when you have that much rain, and, when you're dumping the carts, anybody that left their cart open, there's water in it. There's no place for it to go. They're just not waterproof 100%. I mean, you know, if I had to put a percentage on it, they're probably 75% waterproof. Once you get once that water inundates the hopper, it starts flowing through the back of the truck. It's almost impossible for some of it not to get out, and that's really where the issue lies. But we try to empty them on the wash bay out here before they go out in the morning, but during the course of the day, especially after heavy rain, we always have an issue. And
Does the crew who works these trucks recognize that it's starting to be a problem as they're going around on the route?
they do, but again, you know, we bring them back to empty the hopper as much as they can, but I think, I looked at the picture that Brooke was talking about the puddle, and it really wasn't very big. I mean, she was talking about an area, you remember how big that was?
Wasn't very big.
It was probably like this big by that wide, and again, I'm not minimizing her complaint, I'm just, unfortunately,
I guess
there's,
it's not big unless it's right in front of your house.
there's a cost of doing business out there occasionally, you know what I mean, and we try to control it as much as we can, but it's impossible to make sure absolutely nothing leaks on the ground.
Right.
When you squeeze that much garbage, something's eventually gonna have to
Yeah,
give, and you have
it's
to.
gonna find a way
It's gotta
out.
have passages to come out anyway for the air, so you're combining 2 grams or 2,000 PSI pushing against that garbage, so something's gonna, air is gonna escape and it's a little bit liquid.
It's gonna find a home.
Yeah.
But this,
Instead of getting a new truck or anything like that, is there any potential possibility of maybe having like a washdown truck come to the neighborhood once the crew has recognized that there's a problem?
Well, we're looking into getting some deodorizer right now, to see if there's something we can keep on board but I can honestly speak to the fact that we have very few complaints about that. I probably have had maybe 2 or 3 complaints in the past 3 or 4 years about that issue, and what I don't wanna do is put another piece of equipment out there to you know, serve 3 people. I don't think that's the answer. We're
The
looking at.
problem is those 3 people are the
Yeah.
resident of the neighborhood.
No, I understand, and we're looking into a solution. We don't wanna, we wanna look into something that's a little more cost effective than buying a piece of equipment out there, you know.
The thing I was thinking about is maybe a truck with a tank in it, just like you do washing down the street when you do the street sweeping.
Wastewater has some of that stuff on board. They've helped us out, you know, on a few more severe incidents where, you know, something's broken and we've had a leak, but we're gonna try to keep something on board the truck, and you know, I want all our folks to recognize that when they're driving down the road, but they get into such a rhythm of what they're doing, they're not really paying too much attention other than what their job is, and I see where that, but we're looking into a solution, and I think if we can find some, you know, some type of deodorant to put down on the road, or.
Would it help if we went around and drilled a hole in the bottom of all those roll carts?
It would. That's something that we should put out there to the public. That would help immensely. I mean, it doesn't take much. Yeah.
Those things compact.
Yeah, but that's the problem, you know.
This is solid waste, not wastewater.
Yes, yes.
You got the
The
wrong
pro-
department.
But the problem is the chief just mentioned, you know, you'll drill a bottom in the hole and they're not gonna want that flowing in their yard, so that's, you know, it's a tough problem. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and it's something we try to deal with as best we
I think the fact that we got
can.
25,000 people and one person complained, I wouldn't, it
Well-
happens. There's nothing we do about it.
and then we don't have that kind of rain every day.
Exactly.
We got bigger fish to
Just
fry.
be thankful it isn't sewage. That's all I gotta say.
That's my thought, you know.
There's worse things.
Okay, so we're looking at 5 vehicles from the fleet
That's what I'm
side
recommending from my side, that's not, right.
that you're asking.
And,
So we can expect 1 request for an engine from the fire department and 4 from Walker.
Well, his could be changed, like I said, because the rules of the county's changing on him daily, that he may just request 4, maybe figure a way to keep 1 and get another vehicle to help them pick up a man-made. But mine's all, you see, mine's all money and maintenance-wise for his operations.
And you've worked with both of these departments.
I work well with them.
No, I don't mean that, that's pretty much all they're
Yeah.
gonna be potentially asking for.
Right.
So I'm gonna throw one more curve in. What else does fleet need? It's not,
Well, one of the budget for fleet's gonna be, I cut out the training for us a little bit last year. I'm just putting it back in this year, and a lift. A four-post lift.
what kind of price tag has that got?
I have to look on the list, but I think it's around 13,000.
It's the hydraulic.
Right, it'll lift the whole vehicle up, they can take all the wheels off at one time.
How high?
Oh, probably
Up-
6
up-
feet,
up to
yeah,
where you-
yeah, so they can get under.
You don't have one?
No, I got the movable lifts where you tie underneath the wheels for the big garbage trucks. This would be mostly for the pickup trucks and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I have nothing for them.
13,000, that seems kind of reasonable.
Right. And right now, we just put a bunch of jacks everywhere, which is, you know, not the proper way to do it.
So this is gonna be a four-post lift.
Four posts, and
From,
drive up on it. Right.
from platform level, not a sunken one.
Right, from ground, right.
And the training,
The training, I always try to get the guys, at least 30 to 40 hours of training every year, because these things change so quickly that I put training hours amount because a lot of times, for example, Pierce will only offer certain classes, you know, this year, next year. So I try to guess how much and how many classes we're going to offer. But I can't tell you exactly what class we're taking until they come out with the schedule.
okay, any other tools or equipment or anything like that?
We're pretty good. I got a little bit of money in there for tools, mostly for replacement. The impact gun 1 inch is like $900, so I got to put a couple thousand in just for little things like that.
So if Pierce, there's additional training,
Yeah.
then they come up with a new processor or a new piece of equipment.
Right. Like a TAC-4 system, that's like the independent system, they'll have that sort of training. My guys, even I, who don't, you know, I don't need to shop as much, I'll still take like the PN classes, because after 2 or 3 years, things change. I need to know, make sure, so that they're doing it the right way. And pumps, new pumps, all my guys have been through. I actually went through those classes before we bought the truck, so I know if there's any headaches or how easy they were to work on, talk to other dealers in Florida. It makes it a lot easier beforehand.
Anything else?
And that's it.
Is it back to, you know, the solid waste collection vehicle? Just want to be sure in case I were asked by anyone. So, are you saying that it's not a matter of these vehicles being, for example, overnight outside in hard rain, but just the compression,
Especially
of
after
having them all in the shed would not solve the problem?
Especially after we have a lot of rain. I mean, it's just, it's inundation of liquid that it needs a place to go, and it's gonna find a place to go, and, it doesn't really happen that often. But the automated truck that we have ordered, should alleviate some of that. The truck sits higher, it's a little more watertight than the current ones we're using now. If that ends up in Miss Lyons' neighborhood, I think that you're probably not gonna hear much from her after that.
Well, let's just make sure they end up in.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Right further out.
it's on the top of the neighborhood list, I can tell you that right now.
You have to remember, you have another one who's in that neighborhood.
You have no complaints from me. Everybody is really happy about it.
She does not go out and smell the street.
Yeah. Greatly appreciated by the solid waste department.
We're gonna have to find something for her to do. She don't have enough work.
Anything else that we need to consider?
No, this is it for right now.
Are you gonna be cutting anything back, chief?
I don't know until we see all where we are with revenue. You guys will hear that tonight, from James, and then all the budgets are due to be submitted by 5 o'clock this afternoon to James, so we'll see where we are with revenues and what our expenditures are.
So what's gonna happen?
Tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow, sorry, Tuesday.
Thanks, I was gonna go like back to the fire station, put some numbers in something.
Tuesday.
So what's gonna happen is you're gonna look at everything that's been submitted, add it up, and then see how much money we have and see what we could work out?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, one of the things we need to keep in mind, the longer we keep putting things off, the more expensive it becomes. So we need to reiterate that these guys cannot work with equipment that isn't working. And we got to really push for, to make sure that, whatever they're doing is up to par, because, it's a safety.
I'll just, give myself credit.
As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted, that we've
All
got to
right, now
keep,
listen, let's don't go into that. Number
We have
one, you're
to
not on this
keep-
committee, and number two,
we
you're
have to
saying things just in
keep
general.
things, we gotta keep things working and make sure that these guys don't have to come begging us for stuff.
I
That's
make
my
a motion adjourned.
No, I just have one more question. On the dump trucks, or on the solid waste trucks, what kind of potential do we have for resale or getting money back in when we get rid of these?
Oh, we have some good potential getting money back for all these right here.
All five?
Right, all five of them. It could be from, I'm guessing 5,000, 10, I'm guessing somewhere around in that area. You never know who's gonna bid on it. You know.
So, these are pretty much resaleable.
These are resellable, yeah. The only ones that have had problems, but except for the last fire truck, we were able to sell to somebody in Georgia, and we did pretty good. Normally, the fire trucks are the ones that give me problems.
Okay.
Because they're doing just like the fire departments we're doing here, is it's old and it doesn't meet NFPA standards anymore, and we're moving on, so are they.
And they usually go to volunteers where they don't have money to begin with, so they don't get to purchase a fire truck, so that's why, yeah.
Okay. I have a motion to adjourn. I hear a second. Okay. We don't need to have a roll call vote. Everybody in favor?
Slap their gavel and.
We're adjourned.
Okay.